If you're waiting for your Social Security payment this month, there's something critical you need to know that could affect when your money arrives. And it all comes down to one simple detail most people completely overlook. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly when June Social Security payments are being distributed, reveal why some recipients are getting $2,000 while others are still waiting, and, most importantly, show you the upcoming legislative changes that could dramatically increase your monthly benefits. Welcome to Financial Area, where we cut through the confusion to bring you the Social Security updates that actually matter to your wallet. If this information helps you today, smash that like button and subscribe for more money-saving insights delivered straight to your feed. Now, let's dive into what's really happening with your Social Security payments this month. The key factor that determines when you receive your money isn't your age, your work history, or even how much you've paid into the system. It's something as simple as the day you were born. Here's how it actually works. If you were born between the 11th and 20th of any month, your June Social Security payment was scheduled to arrive on Wednesday, June 18th. But if you were born between the 21st and 31st of the month, you'll need to wait until June 25th to receive your payment. This birth date system isn't arbitrary. It's designed to spread out the massive distribution process across multiple days, ensuring that all 70 million beneficiaries receive their payments efficiently. Now, you might be wondering about those $2,000 payments everyone's talking about. Here's the truth that many people are missing. The $2,000 figure represents the new average Social Security payment, which has actually increased to approximately $2,239 per month. This means that many recipients are now receiving around $2,000 or more, but it's not a special bonus payment. It's the result of cost of living adjustments that have brought the average up to this level. For those who qualify for maximum benefits, the numbers are even more impressive. The highest possible monthly Social Security benefit has now reached $5,518 for those who meet all the requirements. But here's what's crucial to understand. If you received a payment in May, your June payment will be exactly the same amount. Social Security payments remain consistent from month to month unless there's a specific cost of living adjustment or legislative change. If you haven't received your expected payment and your birth date falls within the scheduled time frame, don't panic immediately. Payment delays can occasionally occur due to banking processing times or system updates. However, if your payment is more than a few days late, it's important to contact the Social Security Administration directly to resolve any issues. But here's where things get really interesting, and this is information that could significantly impact your financial future. Representative John Larson has been making waves in Congress with a comprehensive Social Security reform proposal that could change everything for current and future beneficiaries. Larson's plan is ambitious and addresses some of the most pressing issues facing Social Security recipients today. The proposal aims to increase benefits across the board for all 70+ million Social Security recipients. This isn't just a small adjustment. We're talking about meaningful increases that could make a real difference in people's daily lives. One of the most compelling aspects of this proposal is its focus on eliminating poverty among retirees. Right now, despite living in the wealthiest nation in the world, approximately 5 million Americans receive Social Security benefits that still leave them below the poverty line. Think about that for a moment. These are people who worked their entire lives, paid into the system faithfully, and yet they're still struggling to make ends meet in retirement. The proposal also addresses critical issues for disabled workers. Currently, there's what's called a disability cliff that actually penalizes people who try to return to work. This creates a terrible situation where disabled individuals are afraid to attempt working again because they might lose their benefits entirely. Larson's plan would eliminate this cliff, allowing disabled workers to transition back into the workforce without fear of losing their safety net. But here's something that might surprise you about the economic impact of Social Security that rarely gets discussed. Larson pointed out that in just one congressional district, Social Security payments total $310 million per month. And here's the key. That money doesn't just sit in bank accounts. It gets spent immediately on essentials like groceries, rent, medications, utilities, and transportation. This spending creates what economists call a multiplier effect. Every dollar that goes out in Social Security payments supports local businesses, which in turn creates jobs and generates tax revenue. It's not just a safety net for individuals. Social Security is actually a vital economic driver for communities across the country. Whether you're in an urban area or a rural district, Social Security payments are flowing into local economies and keeping businesses afloat. The proposal addresses one of the biggest concerns people have about Social Security: how to pay for these improvements. The solution is actually quite straightforward, though it requires political will to implement. Currently, there's an income cap on Social Security taxes, which means that once someone earns above a certain threshold, they stop paying Social Security taxes on additional income. Larson's proposal would remove this cap, ensuring that high earners pay Social Security taxes on all of their income, just like everyone else does. This single change would generate enough revenue not only to pay for the proposed benefit increases, but also to ensure the long-term solvency of the entire Social Security system. Now let's put this in historical perspective because timing matters. It's been over 50 years since Congress last enacted a comprehensive enhancement of Social Security benefits. The last major expansion happened under President Nixon, with earlier foundational support from President Eisenhower. We're talking about half a century of essentially maintaining the status quo while the cost of living, healthcare expenses, and housing costs have skyrocketed. The COVID-19 pandemic and ongoing inflationary pressures have made this issue even more urgent. Many seniors have seen their purchasing power eroded, as prices for essentials have increased faster than their Social Security cost of living adjustments. The current system simply isn't keeping pace with the economic realities that retirees and disabled workers face today. But there's another tragic aspect to the current system that doesn't get enough attention. The delays in processing disability claims have become so severe that some individuals are literally dying while waiting for their benefits to be approved. These are people who have paid into the system, qualify for assistance, but are caught in bureaucratic delays that can stretch for months or even years. The proposed reforms would streamline this process and ensure that people get the help they need when they need it, not after they've already suffered irreparable harm. It's about basic human dignity and honoring the promise that Social Security represents, that if you work and contribute, the system will be there for you when you need it most. So, what does all of this mean for you and your financial future? First, it's crucial to understand that Social Security isn't just about individual benefits. It's about the economic health of entire communities. Every congressional district in the country benefits from Social Security payments, whether representatives acknowledge it or not. If you're currently receiving benefits, these proposed changes could mean significantly higher monthly payments. If you're still working and paying into the system, it means greater security for your own retirement. And if you have family members who depend on Social Security, it means better protection for their financial well-being. The reality is that Social Security serves as the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly. Until we make the child tax credit permanent, it's also one of the most effective anti-poverty programs for children, since many families depend on grandparents' Social Security income to help make ends meet. Looking ahead, there are several key areas where you should expect to see continued focus. Increasing benefits to keep pace with the actual cost of living, not just theoretical inflation numbers. Ensuring the program's long-term solvency through fair taxation. Eliminating barriers that prevent disabled workers from transitioning back into employment. And protecting the program from political and economic uncertainty. For those currently receiving Social Security, staying informed about upcoming payment dates remains important. The next major payment after June 18th will be on June 25th for those born later in the month. Payment schedules for July and beyond will be released soon, so keep an eye out for updates from reliable sources.